Hi, everyone. Thank you for honoring Neck Cancer Day with LACNITS and joining us for the 2021 Neck Cancer Day Virtual Symposium. Today, we are joined by three guest speakers, Cindy Lovelace, Josh Mailman, and Dr. Mark Lewis. I'm Lindsay Judavine, the Director of Communications for LACNITS.
And I'm Lisa Yen. I'm the Program Director for LACNITS.
Before we get started, I'd like to take a second to thank Rich at TVP Live for making today's webinar and high-quality production possible. We'd also like to thank our supporters, Ipsen, Advanced Accelerator Applications, and Novartis. Be sure you're following LACNITS on social media to stay up to date on upcoming webinars and net news. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with the handle @LACNITS. Before I pass it off to Lisa, I'd like to remind our viewers that these online events are done for educational purposes only and do not substitute for medical advice. Please talk to your medical team if you have any questions or concerns about your individual care or treatment. We all have our own opinions, and these are our own opinions. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of LACNITS. And now I'll pass it off to you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lindsay. LACNITS is a program by GeneratePossibility.org, a registered nonprofit, and it stands for the Los Angeles Carcinoid Neuroendocrine Tumor Society. Our mission is to provide education, advocacy, and support for all people impacted by this rare disease that used to be known as carcinoid, an old term meaning cancer-like. The more accurate term is neuroendocrine tumor, or NET for short. You'll often hear us say neuroendocrine cancer as a patient-friendly way to say the official medical term neuroendocrine neoplasm. And we also say neuroendocrine cancer because we understand NET is a type of cancer and not cancer-like or benign as previously thought. While you often see Lindsay and I leading the meetings and programs, we are in fact led by a team that includes our interim administrator and board member, Kavya Velagapudi, and board member Donna Gavin, who is also the sister of LACNITS founder and executive director emeritus, Giovanna Joyce and Basie. Our board also includes Mary Dawn Levy, who is living and thriving with NET for 16 years. Today is a special day. Today is World Neck Cancer Day. And World Neck Cancer Day is an international event held on November 10th every year to increase awareness about NET, push for scientific advancements, and inspire and provide a voice to the NET community. World Neck Cancer Day is personal to us here at LACNITS. Our founder and executive director emeritus, Giovanna Joyce and Basie, always said to us that Neck Cancer Day was personal to her since her birthday is the day before. And while it's been almost 2 years since her passing, we will always remember her, and we miss her dearly. We want to honor her with this year's Neck Cancer Day Symposium, which focuses on patient advocacy, a topic she cared deeply about. You may wonder, why does World Neck Cancer Day matter? Number 1, World Neck Cancer Day is for you. For those of you who are affected by neck cancer, whether you're living with the disease or an ally of someone who is, it's a day to bring information and hope to you. Today, our symposium focuses on neck cancer rather than medical information. So if you're looking for information on treatments, research, or other aspects of neck care, we encourage you to check out our YouTube library, podcast, and website. Number 2, World Neck Cancer Day is a day to know that you are not alone. People have often shared with us how emotional it was to walk into their first neck cancer conference and see how many people are also living with NET. Even though we're not able to meet in person today, we hope you know that you have a community of people who understand what you're going through and are here to support you and are fighting on your behalf. Number 3, World Neck Cancer Day is a day to be empowered and inspired to make a difference. You have a voice and you can make an impact. And this is why we have launched a 3-month challenge. As many of you know, there are often barriers and delays in getting the correct diagnosis and treatment. It can be difficult to get access to NET experts. It can all feel so overwhelming. I know that for me, as my husband and I fight this NET disease together, There are times where I feel helpless or feel like things are outside of my control. Well, here is something you can control. You can be part of the solution by telling two healthcare professionals about NET. It can be any healthcare professional, a local physician, nurse practitioner, physician assistant, medical assistant, radiology technician, etc. The goal is to equip healthcare professionals with specific resources. You might help someone else get diagnosed earlier or find the support they need. And now I'll let Lindsay explain the 4 steps you need to take to complete the challenge.
Okay, so there's 4 steps as Lisa mentioned. Step 1, you have to take the pledge by clicking the Take the Pledge button on the challenge page, which the link is listed below, lacnets.org/challenge. Step 2, download the Ask Me About Nets information packet. Whether you are a patient or an ally, there's 2 specific packets that you can download. Step 3, personally deliver, mail, or email the Ask Me About Nets information packet to at least 2 of your local healthcare providers. Step 4, complete the challenge completion form on the challenge page, which is at the bottom. So 4 steps, be sure you do all 4, and the first 20 people will receive a Lachnets tote bag.
That's exciting. Thank you so much, Lindsay.
Yeah.
As we know, today's Net Cancer Day Symposium is focused on patient advocacy, and we hear this word advocacy often in our community. What exactly does it mean? The definition of advocacy is the act of speaking on the behalf of or in support of another person, place, or thing. In healthcare, health advocacy might involve ensuring access to care, navigating the system, mobilizing resources, addressing health inequalities or inequities, influencing health policy, and creating system change. There are different types of advocacy. Self-advocacy, where you advocate for yourself, individual advocacy, where you might advocate for someone else, and systems advocacy, where you influence decisions within political, economic, or social institutions. Today, we will hear from 3 incredible NET advocates who engage in different types of NET advocacy. They are very special, not only because of the amazing work they do, but also because they're friends of Giovanna, and it's an honor to have them here today. First, we will hear from Cindy Lovelace, co-founder and executive director of the Healing Net Foundation, who will share her insights about personal and individual advocacy. Then we will hear from Josh Mailman, president of NorCal CarciNet, whose advocacy work includes serving on several advisory boards, and he works to influence research, health policy, and systems change. Lastly, we will hear from Dr. Mark Lewis, NET oncologist from Intermountain Healthcare in Salt Lake City, Utah, who is also living with a genetic form of NET called MEN1. He is very active in spreading awareness and kindness through his use of social media.